In this video, we're going to show you how to set up Prometheus. We also have another video showing how the full stack of monitoring components is set up all in one video. Check the link in the description or the playlist if you want to see that video. Let's set up Prometheus. So the first thing we're going to do is create a service user. So we're going to go ahead and create a service user called Prometheus. So we're just going to go ahead and create an account like this, user add, and there we go. We've created our account. Next thing we're going to do is we are going to create an Etsy Prometheus directory, just like this. And then we're going to go ahead and create a var lib Prometheus directory, like this. So Etsy Prometheus is going to be for configs, var lib Prometheus is going to be for storage. So before we run any other commands, there's one thing you should check first. So we're going to check this website right here. And I'm just going to open up a browser like this, and you go here to GitHub Prometheus releases, and you're going to want to check the latest version. Here we are on 3.11.3, but you can actually expand this to see all the versions here, and you can do a search, and if you search for Linux AMD, you can see right down here, this is the file we want to download. Now, you're going to want to check this periodically if it's been a while to make sure you're pulling down the latest version and that the file actually exists. I already have this path saved, so you're going to actually pull it down with wget. You could right-click this and copy a link address if you want. I already have it saved, though. So we're going to close this for now, and we're going to go ahead and first we're going to cd to the temp directory, and then we're going to use wget to pull down that file. So we're going to go ahead and paste this in here, wget GitHub Prometheus, basically that same path we were just looking at. We're going to pull that down, and it is going to download. Once it finishes downloading, it should finish pretty quickly. We're going to unpack the file. So we're almost there, just a few more seconds to go, and there we go, it's downloaded. So now we're going to untar it, tar xvf Prometheus, so just like that. Untarring the file. Now that we've got it unpacked, we're going to cd into the directory, just like that. And once we've got that there, we're going to copy the binaries for Prometheus and for PromTool, user local bin. So first we're going to do Prometheus. We're just going to copy the binary over there. That's a standard place to install it to, so it's going to be on your path. So the command will be there on your path no matter what user you're logged in as. The command will always be there for you. Copy PromTool there too. And now we're going to go ahead and copy the Prometheus.xml config file to the Etsy Prometheus directory. So default config file, just as something to get started with, we're going to copy that right over there. That's going to be our config file. Now we are going to chown Etsy Prometheus just to make sure it's owned by our Prometheus service account. And then we're going to go ahead and also chown the binaries. We're going to chown the Prometheus binary. We're going to go ahead and chown that PromTool binary. And we're going to go ahead and chown the var lib Prometheus directory. That one's especially important since our service account needs to own it and have permissions to it so that it can actually read and write data there. So there we go. We've put that in there. Next thing we're going to do, we are going to create a systemd unit file for our service. So we're going to basically create a systemd service here. So we're going to vi etsy systemd system prometheus.service. Once we're in there, we are going to paste in this section. I'm going to paste in one sec. I'm going to copy this and just paste this right in here. So we have a few things like the description and what services it starts before and after, that type of thing. The user that we run as, the group we run as, it's a simple service definition, and the command it runs when the service actually runs, and it's always going to restart. So this command, this is the Prometheus binary that we copied in place, this is the config file we copied in place, and this is the storage tsdb path that we created previously. Web listen address, this is going to be your public interface, and this will listen on all public interfaces on port 9090. So that's what's in our unit file. So we're going to go ahead and write and quit. We're going to save our unit file, and we're going to go ahead and do a daemon reload. So sudo systemctl daemon reload. That's going to reread all the unit files into systemd. So it's going to have the most. It's basically going to pick up our changes. and then we're going to go ahead and enable it. We're going to enable the service. All right, so as you can see, it is broken there, and that's because we missed one line while we were copying and pasting. So we're going to go ahead and add that line in now. So we're going to go over here, jump down here, paste it in at the bottom, and this is the one line we left out. So we're going to save that, and then we're going to go ahead and do another daemon reload to reload that file. And then we're going to go ahead and try to enable it once again. This time it's going to work. There we go. It is now enabled. So let's go ahead and start it up. And we could do those enable and start with one command if we wanted to. I'm using separate commands, which is also fine. Now we're going to check the status of the daemon to make sure it's running and that there aren't any errors or anything. Whoops. We are going to paste in the status command right here, and there we go. Status is inactive dead. Because I pasted the wrong thing here again. So another copy paste error. So make sure you start it up, then check the status. And this is what the status should look like. You should see active running and enabled, enabled. There you go. It's enabled and running. No errors in this little log snippet right here. So we are good. Next thing we're going to do is we are going to check the URL. So I'm going to paste in a URL, but I'm going to actually change it for our host name. So right here, we're going to paste this in right up here. Now our host name is mon1. So instead of your server IP, you could use your IP address if you only have an IP address of your server, or you could use You could use a host name if you actually have a host name in DNS. In our case, we do. So we're going to go ahead and just call this mon1. And this should bring us to port 9090 and targets. There we go. This is Prometheus running. So we're going to do a quick little query here just to verify that this is actually working. So it should be querying itself by default, but let's just verify this. So you can go to query, type in a query, and say execute. And this is going to show us some data that it's collected about itself. So rate Prometheus HTTP requests total 1 minute. Now we're not going to go over PromQL here, but that is that's how you could verify that it's working. Now, had we just gone to the host name and the port like this, that's going to bring us to query by default. You can go over to alerts like this if you want, or a bunch of other places. You can go to target health. This is the target it has by default. Monitoring itself. You can see rules. We don't have any rules yet. Service discovery, things like that. TSDB status is our storage status, and you can this will print out your configuration that you're using, and those you can look at the build information, like the version you're using. And all this other great stuff, the exact revision, things like that. So that's basically that's how you would set up Prometheus. If you want to see how to set up the other components that also work with this, just check the playlist that this video is in. If you want to see the full stack setup with all of the components all in one video, we have a full video that includes everything in the playlist also. Also, check the link in the description for the other videos. If you want to find the playlist or that full video, just check the link in the description. If you found this video useful or interesting, you might want to give me a thumbs up for this video. If you have any questions, comments, or criticisms, feel free to leave a comment down below. Also, leave a comment if you want to share your own experience or if you've tried this out yourself. And also, most importantly, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our other great tech content. We're covering hardware, software, electronics, robots, 3D printing, Raspberry Pis, and more. Also, hit the bell icon so you actually get an update when we do come out with new videos. Otherwise, YouTube won't let you know. Also, that is pretty much it for today. So, as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on that next video.